highest-ranking consular officer in the Pakistan High Commission in Colombo, who is responsible for recruiting people to carry out terror attacks in India. The big question is, of course, whether this chain of command begins with Nawaz Sharif in the government or General Rahil Sharif in the army. Our guest from Pakistan tonight, as of now, we have a live link with Islamabad. We have General Rashid Qureshi. He's been former spokesperson to Musharraf, former military advisor to Musharraf. Colonel Shafqat Saeed, defense analyst, is joining us with him. He's on the Pakistan Islamabad link. From Lahore, Admiral Javed Iqbal is with us, representing the Indian point of view. Mahesh Jethmalani is a senior advocate, very interested in security issues. General D Bakshi, editor-in-chief of Defense and Security, and Commodore Ranjit Rai is a former director of Naval Operations and Intelligence. Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin. Now, my first question to our guests in Pakistan, and either of the guests in Islamabad can take that, to start with tonight, a high-ranking diplomat, Amir Zubair Siddiqui, working in the Pakistan High Commission in Colombo as a consular visa, has been exposed as a handler, not some elusive, secretive member of the army who would be difficult to trace. A. B. The very fact that a member in the upper echelons of the Pakistan High Commission in Colombo was involved shows that this is not some rogue ISI official, but someone clearly linked to the Pakistani establishment. C, and most importantly, when you realize your game is up, you quickly pull him out of Colombo. Happens for the second time. You pulled him out in suspicious circumstance in 2012, when the last time he was about to be exposed. Why did you pull him out in such a state of panic? Three very specific questions, and as I began the news hour by saying, Colonel Saeed and General Qureshi, let's be specific tonight. Let's not have any rhetoric. Please explain what's going on.
Good evening, Arnab, and I would like to tell you that I think this officer had completed his tenure in Colombo and he was falling back, and it was a very good show on your part that you could link it with the espionage sting operation. And even if that was the case, I think this is the normal norm that the diplomatic, you have people in your diplomatic corps who take on such tasks. And he was just collecting information on the Indian Naval Development Program, and especially the submarine program.
Collecting information.
And I think
collecting information how to bomb the American embassy and consulate.
After that,
no, collecting information how to bomb.
There were many incidences which you have hyped.
Sir, 1 minute.
I think that this is not the time that you should be doing this.
Sir, don't tell me the timing.
The people of the subcontinent, especially India and Pakistan, desperately need peace, and I don't think you are going for it.
Yes, we need peace, and I just
you are not aspirant of peace. And your only aim is to isolate Pakistan and do anything that can tarnish Pakistan's image.
No, you see, you must realize this. If you begin to use your diplomatic missions to carry out or plan terror attacks in another country, then nobody needs to tarnish your image. Through your very actions, you are tarnishing your whole image. And by the way, sir, and I saw a hand go up, General Bakshi up there from Delhi, but you know, don't claim his tenure had ended, because that's not the fact. It is too much of a coincidence that the tenure of an alleged ISI operative working in the Pakistan High Commission in Colombo ended immediately upon his name emerging in two investigations. The last investigations was in October 2012. On each occasion, each time his cover is blown, you fly him back to Pakistan.
Much earlier than your sting operation.
Sir, this is not a sting operation. This is very simple. The fact of the matter is, last time his cover was blown, you took him back. This time his cover is blown, you took him back. You send him back to Colombo because he's your main man on how to carry out terror attacks in India. Yes, General Qureshi wants to say something, I think, at this point. Yes, General Qureshi.
Yes, Arnab,
go ahead, sir.
What you said when you started was that there shouldn't be a hype or shouting match here, and we should try to analyze what has actually happened. The report that I have read, and that has come from Indian sources. In fact, your own channel, I asked them to send me some information on what we were to discuss today, and they said that while various investigations were going on in India, whereby people were trying to link a Pakistani embassy official with some people who had been caught inside India who were of, shall we say, Sri Lankan or Malaysian origin. And while that was happening, this person from the Pakistan embassy was called back to Pakistan. Before India even complained to Sri Lanka or to Pakistan. That's what I have heard.
Sir, it is a little more specific than that. No, 1 second. The people in the Pakistan High Commission, that this gentleman who's a Sri Lankan national who was engaged as an agent by the ISI was reporting to, divulged all the planning, tasking and financing was being done personally by the Pakistan High Commission councillor called Amir Zubair Siddiqui. His code name is Mama, alias Ravi, and his senior Shah. He was also briefed by the Pakistan Defence Advisor in Colombo, Colonel Shahryar, during such meetings. And let me have the pleasure, sir, of revealing something tonight, because I never put out something without having done my research. Sir, I find that there are these two people. If you go to the High Commission of Pakistan Colombo site, unless you want to now remove that as well and try and have an easy escape, this man, Mr. Amir Zubair Siddiqui, is listed as Consular Visa. Colonel Shahryar Parvez Butt is listed as Defence Advisor. The whole thing adds up. The agent is then paid 25,000 rupees for doing a proper recce of the American consulate in Chennai. The photographs are forwarded through his email address to the Pakistan Consular Siddiqui on his email address. The timing of the bomb blasts in Chennai and Bangalore, let me complete, was to create instability to coincide with the BJP-led government assuming power in Delhi. And hundreds of crores of rupees were earmarked by the ISI through the Pak consulate in Colombo for these operations. He was asked to develop contacts working in the Visakhapatnam and, let me complete, Cochin naval bases. The atomic power plant in Tamil Nadu, asked to obtain photographs of the US consulate in Chennai and the Israeli consulate in Bangalore. Tell me, what kind of consular activity is this? General Bakshi is coming back to the debate. Mahesh Jethmalani also opening up. General Bakshi first. General Bakshi. Our Pakistani guests say this is normal activity.
Arnab,
one second. This is all evidence.
Arnab, I think we will be... General Qureshi, can I please for a minute?
Yes, General Bakshi.
Yeah, sure.
Arnab, I would like to state that the Pakistani line of defense is that here was a Pakistani official, maybe an intelligence operative, they are conceding that, who was doing what they are paid to do. He was trying to gather intelligence on military targets. Are these consular officials to be used for planning terrorist attacks onto the consulates of countries with which they are supposed to be friendly? The United States and Israel. You see, we can understand a consular official operating under deep cover and trying to gain intelligence or collate intelligence, cultivate sources for intelligence. All right, you are saying the whole world does it. But the rest of the world, General Qureshi, kindly does not plan reconnoiter targets for attack by terrorists on the pattern of possibly 26/11.
So you know how big a diplomatic incident this can be.
That was David
General
Bakshi. And I mean, this is unthinkable. Here? You know, all norms of civilized behavior have been contravened here. You use consular staff to plan terrorist incidents.
No. Now hold on right here. Nobody has said, and nobody has, once you use the word that you have confessed or you have admitted that the consular staff was being used, nobody has said that. The Colonel just described that, look, first of all, the huge issue that has been created was something that was not done by this gentleman.
Sir, then why are you hiding him? My question is, why are you hiding him? Why did he flee in panic?
Look,
why don't you expose him to the global media?
Hiding him.
Why don't you let us ask him questions? Sir, this is not a one-off incident.
It is not done like that.
Sir, you realize, no, one second. I think our guests in Pakistan realizing they're pretty cornered on this tonight. I think our guests in Pakistan realizing they're pretty cornered on this tonight.
You see, the point is that you start making allegations because the colonel was trying to explain that.
Sir, I'm losing the links. I don't know if I have the link with Lahore up yet. Now, this is not a one-off incident. Mahesh Jethmalani, let's bring you in, and Commodore Ranjit Rai will try and get our Pakistani guests back. Because of bad weather, I think all our satellite links are giving us trouble out there. The point is, the point is very simply this, Commodore Ranjit Rai, that this is not a one-off incident. There have been 2 other arrests over a period of 2 years which have exposed the ISI's design. There is a pattern to this. There is an incident which happens on the 14th of May when the Malaysian police in Kuala Lumpur arrest a Sri Lankan national named Mohammad Hosseini. Hosseini, it has been revealed, is a close aide of this man called Zakir Hussain. Hosseini tells the Malaysian police after his arrest that he was part of a plot to carry out terror strikes on the US and the consulate in Chennai and the Israeli consulate in Bangalore. So this is not the only incident. There's a separate incident in Kuala Lumpur, Commodore Ranjit Rai, which also links up to the same story, that somehow the Pakistanis want to blow up the American consulate in Chennai and the Israeli consulate in Bangalore. It's all adding up somewhere, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, Arnab, whoever has done this cover blowing up should be congratulated. Now, it is well-known fact that espionage and spying is the second largest profession or the second oldest profession in the world. And it is true they get funds of a large degree. I've had a taste of it. Yeah, I have a taste of it, and in the Navy while Pavan was going on, and you know that it is a fact that intelligence people are also appointed to all missions. They come under the cover of visa counselor, they come under the cover of cultural, whatever, and press attaché, and even President Bush Sr. President Bush was the station CIA chief in Beijing. So this shouldn't surprise us. Now, whether a diplomat is mandated to do so much, whether he is allowed to plan terror attacks, it's a principle of war intelligence, spying. And Pakistan is against India in a terror war. So even anybody from the ISI appointed in a neighborhood mission would be working overtime with funds to cultivate people, including the Navy. We've had a naval attaché who...
But this is not intelligence gathering, Mahesh Jethmalani. No, but this is not intelligence gathering. Mahesh Jethmalani, you know, I want actually Admiral Javed Iqbal to respond to you, because the point to be made here, this is not intelligence gathering, this is carrying out a terror attack. This is not, this is like a David Coleman Headley kind of reconnaissance mission,
First of all,
Mr. Jethmalani.
Well, yes. It's the prelude. It's the prelude to an attack.
By the way, we're getting our lines up. We're getting our lines up from Islamabad. In some time, Lahore is live there. But before you come in, Admiral Iqbal, please hear Mahesh Jethmalani's views from Mumbai. Yes, Mr. Jethmalani.
First of all, Arnab, I mean, there's an admission. I mean, this time there's not total denial, but there's an admission of a very serious cross-border espionage activity. I mean, there's recruitment of agents to spy on India, and this is not harmless spying. This espionage, which is, as you know, an extraditable offense in India, is recruiting agents for the purpose of reconnaissance about our defense installations. Operation Varsha is a matter which worries the Pakistanis. Our submarine project is a matter which worries them a lot. So first of all, there's a serious offense of espionage, and from a consular officer of Pakistan stationed in Colombo, recruiting people financed by the Pakistani embassy and tasked by them as well. But of course, the more important issue is one of the terrorist activity. Now, our Pakistani guests should be given a copy of the FIR which the Tamil Nadu police have lodged, and perhaps that would shed some light on the whole issue. What this gentleman has said in his confessional statement is that he was told that he is doing this reconnaissance of not only the defense installation, but the consulate of the American consulate as well as the Israeli consulate in Bangalore for the specific purpose of terrorist activities. And the proof of that was he was shown extremely provocative videos of atrocities on Muslims in India and Israel. and that was supposed to inflame him. That's why he did it. He was paid and he was inflamed, and that is why he carried out this task. The idea, that itself is indicative of the fact that this was not a mere espionage operation, bad in itself, but a very serious recce as a prelude to a very serious terrorist operation.
I have a simple question tonight to our Pakistani guests, and they can respond with rhetoric, but I have just one question to them. Maybe Admiral Javed Iqbal can take that. Just tell me, Admiral Javed Iqbal, suppose you say, this is all Indian intelligence information, it's all fiction, we don't believe it. The standard Pakistani response. I want you to tell me, are the Malaysians also liars? Because the Malaysian police in Kuala Lumpur arrested a Sri Lankan national. Now, after his interrogation, Malaysian special units which were monitoring this man informed Indian security agencies that he was a part of a plot to carry out terror strikes on the American and Israeli consulate in Chennai and in Bangalore. Would the Malaysians also be lying about you?
Look, have you called me to sort of endorse your statement, or you want to discuss the subject?
I want a very specific response from you. All I am saying tonight, sir, don't give me a generic response.
Look, you see, I am not obliged to give your answers as you want it. Now listen, I think I agree with Commodore. He knows that spying is one of the oldest things. You have been doing it. Everybody, every country has been doing it.
Sir, this is not spying. This is carrying out a terror attack.
Either you will not interrupt me. This is bad manner. I have not interrupted you. You will not interrupt me.
Sir, but this is not spying. This is carrying out a terror attack.
You see the thing. Will you stop it? Will you stop interrupting, or you want to, continue the discussion or not? The thing is, even today, USA is spying on German Chancellor.
Sir, this is not spying.
New. If you have any evidence, will you stop interrupting?
Sir,
the thing is, if you have any evidence, take legal action. I think I agree with Commodore. I have been.
Sir, this is now. This is now.
You see, your naval attaché and your people were involved in such activities in Balochistan. In
Sir, you
Karachi,
now this Balochistan card, which you pull out there.
You are even.
Let's not go there.
Providing intelligence. You are providing intelligence to Israel. You are responsible for all the, the barbarism done by Israeli on Gaza Muslim.
Sir, I don't know.
Of them. And you are doing it. Now
Sir,
you want to deflect the attention.
I don't know what compulsion you have.
This is not something.
Sir,
Look, this is something. The spying. What is, if you have any proof, then take it as
Sir, which bit of proof? Which bit of proof have you ever accepted at face value? We have the proof.
Look, I think you refer.
Sir, we have the proof, and I can show you the proof. We have put the proof out. Do you ever believe any proof? You want the proof to come with an ISI seal on it?
Naval attaché.
Sir,
I myself got your naval attaché involved in such thing in Pakistan.
Sir, so in September 2012, and I will only be specific with you if you care to listen, sir. In September 2012, I asked,
you are not having cover appointments in Indian missions.
Admiral Javed Iqbal, our diplomats are not terrorists. Our diplomats are not terrorists, unlike yours.
Diplomats not terrorists.
Unlike yours.
Against Pakistan.
Then produce this man. Produce this man.
On Western Front.
Produce this man. I'll put his picture up there.
Look, you see the thing.
Mr. Javed Iqbal, you're not listening to me, but we are going to get you some responses right now. My question is my question is, sir, if this man is so innocent, he's the Pakistani diplomat stationed in Colombo, and Admiral Iqbal, please I'll be specific with you tonight. I've decided to be specific with you, sir. Sir, you can't hear me? Sir, you can't hear me, or you're pretending not to hear me?
Hang him. Let Sri Lanka hang him.
Sir,
let India hang him.
Sir, bring him back.
What's the big issue?
Sir, bring him. Why did he flee? Sir, why did he flee? Sir, listen to me now, sir.
No.
Sir, listen to me now, sir. Sir, just listen to me now. In September 2012, you see your whole operation, General Rashid Qureshi, Colonel Shafqat Saeed, and Admiral Javed Iqbal. I take no pleasure out of exposing the fact that the terror activities of Pakistan should prove to be a burden to Pakistan as much as it is an embarrassment to the entire world. But I must put it out. In September 2012, and D Bakshi will respond after this, Mr. Jethmalani will. Another person was arrested by the Tamil Nadu police near Tiruchi airport. His name was Tamim Ansari. It was revealed that he too was carrying out work at the behest of the ISI. And at that point of time, a recon was happening of several defense establishments. It is during this investigation in the Tamim Ansari case that this man, Amir Zubair Siddiqui's name first cropped up. He was Tamim's handler as well. When his name came out, what did you do? You immediately panicked and sent him out from Colombo. Then you brought him back. Now he's been caught again. General Qureshi, understand? He's been caught again. And again you've flown him out. You'll bring him back again. My question to you is very simple, sir. How many more examples do you need? And if the man is innocent, produce him before. Produce him before us. Let us interrogate him. D Bakshi is coming into the debate. Colonel Shafqat Saeed, after D Bakshi, please. Yes. Yes, D Bakshi plus first. D Bakshi.
Arnab, it is being made out as a routine intelligence operation.
Yes.
It is anything but a routine intelligence operation. It is an operational task to support, unconventional terrorist operations directed against, I repeat, directed against the consular embassies of the United States and the Israel in India. This gentleman has been involved in trying to feed into the angst of the Sri Lankan Tamil Muslims, and by invoking the name of Israel, trying to sort of, cash in on the resentment that is there, courtesy the Gaza incidents now, and use this, direct these, these angst, this accumulated angst to target operations against India. We are saying, okay, we can go up with your, your thesis to a point that here is a consular official undercover, he is trying to gain intelligence. At the least, you can declare him persona non grata and send him back. But it is not that. It is not that. For God's sake, here is a man sitting and planning, unconventional terrorist operations on our soil. Can you expect or can you allow now consular staff and diplomatic staff to plan
they are willing to risk
operations?
That's a question to General Rashid Qureshi. You are willing to risk another 2611. But during 2611, General Rashid Qureshi, when David Coleman Headley did exactly the same kind of recce starting in 2006, and we have his confession as well, verbatim to the NIA. You could turn around and say, oh, non-state actors, not our people. I am asking you tonight, I have the name of this man, Amir Zubair Siddiqui, on the website of the Pakistan High Commission in Colombo. Is he a non-state actor? Your diplomats get involved in terror activities. Can you turn around and say, as you say, General Qureshi, all the time? And I've heard you say this even when you were with General Musharraf. Non-state actors, we have no control over them. You have no control over this man? Can you detach yourself from him, sir? Come on, sir, give me a specific reply.
First of all, Arnab, let me first reassure you that what you've just quoted that I used to say during President Musharraf's time, I've never said anything like that.
Sir, it's a standard line of the Pakistani establishment, including the Musharraf regime.
So
you even said Kargil was carried out by non-state actors. You even denied your role in Kargil, sir. Don't remind me of that. Sir, you denied your role in Kargil, sir, please.
That's where
sir, you were there with Musharraf during Kargil, sir.
Do you deny your role in
sir,
Bangladesh?
You denied your role in Kargil, sir.
East Pakistan, Bangladesh?
Sir, I'm asking.
Do you deny that? Do you deny what you have done?
I don't deny that we gave you a thrashing in 71, but we are not discussing that. Now I'm asking you about Colombo.
Yeah, but why were you discussing Kargil
I'm discussing Colombo.
Are you discussing Kargil now?
Because you spoke about non-state actors.
You've got to listen now. Now, what you are doing, if India really had evidence and proof, the Indian government would have been speaking to the Pakistan government. We would not have been sitting on a talk show.
Sure, we will.
We would not be sitting on a talk show with 3-4 chaps having been briefed by the RAW, trying to sway Indian public opinion.
Sir, do you deny? Sir, please don't make insinuations. Please don't make insinuations. Please don't make insinuations, sir. Please don't make insinuations.
Maybe
don't make insinuations,
by
sir.
Indian intelligence agencies
I'm asking you
to sway public opinion.
Sir, I am telling you. I am asking you.
Number two.
No.
Now all evidence that you are calling evidence seems to be coming from Indian authorities.
No, I have just given you proof of what the Malaysian authorities said.
Whether it is
Are the
Sri
Malaysians
Lankan,
Indians?
It is Indian intelligence.
What about what the Malaysian authorities said? What about what the Malaysian authorities said? I just asked your colleague.
What
about what the Malaysian police said in Kuala Lumpur on May 14th this year? What happened there?
Complaining to Pakistan?
Sir, I'm asking you 2 days.
Tell me what happened.
Sir, I'm telling you, 2 days
seem
before
to
the
have been
announcement
briefed
of
by
the
your intelligence agency, you should answer.
General
And
Qureshi,
if all the evidence that you
General
think
Qureshi,
you have, if that had been given to the government, this would have been then something
Sir,
between the two governments.
Sir, your government does not respond to any information on terrorism.
And start saying that this is the information that we have and expect the whole world to believe it. That's number 2. And the third point is, if Pakistan or ISI has the capability of having Sri Lankans and Malaysians and all people from all over the world working for them, hats off to the ISI.
Sir, I only mentioned Sri Lankans, the rest of the Malaysian part is being added by you.
That you all believe
sir,
this.
don't trivialize it, sir. Mahesh Jethmalani responding to you. I only said this. I only said that the person, sir, have the patience to listen. I'm telling you, you can call up your contacts in Kuala Lumpur tonight. Sir, you have been military advisor to the President of Pakistan. You have been military advisor to the President of Pakistan. You are a man with deep contacts. Why don't you call up your friends in Kuala Lumpur and ask them, was a man called Mohammad Hosseini arrested on the 14th of May, 2 days before the Indian general elections? No. Did this man talk about the plan to blow up the American embassy in Chennai?
On information given by you.
Sir, you don't believe me? Call your friends in Kuala Lumpur. They'll tell you the same thing. Mahesh Jethmalani responding now. Sir, cover is blown. Mahesh Jethmalani, sir.
What you've started doing is building up public opinion.
Sir,
Our Pakistani guests should really ponder whether
issues in that
their course of conduct and
that
does not constitute a pattern which raises grave doubts about their bona fides in taking action against terrorists. We have given them dossier after dossier against Hafiz Saeed, Qua 2611, and yet he has the highest security in Lahore and Muridke. As far as the most atrocious incident in recent times is concerned, 9/11, they were in a state of denial about Osama bin Laden, and he was found in a cantonment area in Abbottabad.
Not found.
Now, what is the point? We will give them evidence once more because we are a fair nation who believe in the rule of law. Yes, we must give them the evidence.
Very fair
we must
nation.
give them a dossier,
Very fair
and
nation.
perhaps a second dossier and a third dossier regarding the activities of this
nation is
officer
okay.
from Sri Lanka.
The comment
qua
opinion is
India.
not correct.
But nothing is going to come out of it.
Colonel
I think
Shafqat
it's
Saeed.
time that the Indian government raises the diplomatic tempo now, because the Pakistanis are impervious. Their civilian government and their security establishment are impervious to evidence.
Sir,
so it is time now to raise it on a diplomatic level.
Now 1 minute. The story is very simple. You were planning to carry out, sir, please just understand the seriousness of what we are talking about. A senior Pakistan High Commission official, his name comes up as the center point of all the ISI activities, planning terror activities all over South India. There is proof that also comes from Malaysia. There is entire evidence which is brought out about the recon missions which have been happening in India and an open attempt to bomb the American consulate in Chennai and the Israeli consulate in Bangalore. Now, more crucially, and if you only look at this very logically...
Put few more eggs in there.
Sir, please, sir, I'm not raising my voice. Let me just...
You are missing few targets.
Sir,
you can add the Rashtraya Bhavan also and many more things.
Let's not trivialize this. Let's not trivialize this. Colonel Shafqat Saeed, let me give you 30 seconds worth of information. More crucially, sir, have the patience for just 30 seconds because, you know, it will be useful.
You know patience?
More crucially, Amir Zubair Siddiqui was sent back to Pakistan from Colombo after his name figured in the Tamim Ansari investigations. And he has been sent back again now. My simple question to you is, and this man is there, I have his pictures there behind, he's standing behind Nawaz Sharif. If you are so convinced of his innocence, why you keep sending him back to your own country? And then you say his term ended. The fact is his cover has been blown. Sir, this man's cover has been blown not once but twice. And your High Commission in Colombo, the ISI and your government,
Why we have to take your
and your government, Admiral, have all been left embarrassed.
Yes.
Have all been left embarrassed.
We have to take your approval? He is employee of Pakistan, and Pakistan can send him and call
But
him
why
back
were you?
anywhere
Why was?
and
Why was?
anytime.
Therefore, fine. So you, in the
We don't
case
have
of,
to explain to you.
sir, you see what happened.
You are trying to cover up the role you are playing in the destruction of Gaza, you know, in connivance with Israel,
sir,
and
you
you
know,
are trying to divert it.
I began the program by saying today,
You are
Give us a
Admiral,
break,
carrying
Admiral.
I
out
began the program by
first
saying
type of
today, sir.
espionage.
Sir,
You are doing it in Afghanistan
sir, you-
against Pakistan.
All
along the
I'm
western
saying to you-
border. You are
all-
doing it in
all I'm
Karachi,
saying to
and
you-
you have the nerves to tell
all,
us.
yes, sir, I have the facts. You say I have the nerve. I have the facts, General,
I have the facts.
Admiral.
I caught
have the
your-
facts, Admiral.
I caught your
and let me
naval
remind
attaché
you,
doing this.
sir. Let me remind you, Admiral.
What can you remind me
sir,
of?
if you
are
if you
so
care to
scared.
listen,
You are so fragile that you are so scared of ISI. You are so fragile
Sir,
that anything happen, you make a
see
halabaloo.
this, sir. I am sure you take the ISI very seriously. I'd only like to remind you, you have tried to target Israeli
You are
interests in
taking
India
very
in the
seriously,
past.
and I'm glad that you
And
are taking
David
Nobody was
Headley,
targeting
sir,
Israeli or
sir,
American
you have
consulates.
tried
No.
to target Israeli interests in India in the past.
No.
You are doing it again by trying to blow up the Israeli
No, they
consulate
were
in
not doing
Bangalore.
it. When
You
they want
thought
to
your
do it, they
fingerprints
can-
would not be
Of
there, but
course,
your
Israeli
Don't need
fingerprints.
Americans and other people to
And
do
like-
this.
Sir, your fingerprints are all over this
India
plot.
has taken.
Your fingerprints are over
I
the plot.
think Israel is
Arnab,
terrorist.
You left
Arnab,
your
let me
fingerprints
tell you.
over the plot,
You
sir.
don't know
General
that
Bakshi.
even
Arnab,
America
you
is
are
doing the espionage of
carrying out
German
such
chancellor,
incidents.
and you are talking like
making
kids.
media hypes
are
at times
talking
when
like small
Pakistan
kids.
and
You-
Indians then talks are about
subject
to
to
GD
take
Bakshi,
at
GD
different
Bakshi's-
levels.
GD Bakshi would like to respond to our guests from Islamabad and Lahore, sir. Sir, I'll only say one thing, sir. Be very factual tonight. Be specific, be factual. For every bit of rhetoric you throw at me, I will throw one fact back at you. Over to you, General Bakshi.
Your own
You know,
made facts,
Arnab,
Indian made facts.
we have the standard ploy from Pakistan that unfortunately they are not in control of their non-state actors. That all the terror that
Precisely.
originates in India, that Ajmal Amir Qasem was a non-state actor. Is this gentleman who's a consular staff of the Pakistan embassy in Sri Lanka a non-state actor?
Is he?
You know, that blows the cover. It is your state that is deeply involved, and very specifically the deep state. And I'm sorry, this can be dangerous, because we just had 26/11, we showed the utmost of patience, we have sent you dossier after dossier in the fond hope that you would, you know, respond in a legal and a rational manner. But we find that that gentleman, Mr. Hafiz Saeed, is on the loose. He is, you know, engaging in vitriol, spewing venom and vitriol against India. And now we learn that it is your diplomatic staff which is engaged in planning terrorist operation. I think this strains credibility into what exactly is the role of a diplomat. I agree with you, Admiral, that yes, all countries do use their consular staff, their military attaches to gain information. That is their job. I am not talking of information. I am talking of the planning, the recce, the execution, the selection of targets for a terrorist attack like 26/11, like 9/11. Is that the thing that diplomats are supposed to do?
Well,
and is that,
believe a word of that.
is there any defense now that you have that it is
I
all
think
non-state
that
actors
is right.
and hence out of your
America-
control?
Look,
And may I also remind you,
Arnab, can I
we are
give a
aware
requisite to
that
the
you are trying to
Can I give a requisite
switch the
to the
direction
Admiral?
of the
Sir,
terrorist
take it
attacks
up.
Sir,
from
please
Sri
take
Lanka
it up.
side.
Sir, the question is very simple. You know, sir, keep in mind this. Pakistan today, Colonel Saeed, just understand, you have nowhere to hide because the arrests and the revelations are highlighting
What are
how
you talking
similar
about
these
hiding all the
reconnaissance
time?
missions are, that the recruits of the ISI were engaging in compared to what David Headley did in the 2008 Mumbai attacks. Now, you are aware, Colonel Saeed, that we have already given you details of how these recruits of the Pakistan High Commission in Colombo carried out the recon to attack and bomb Indian and international installations, namely American and Israeli, on Indian soil. I only wonder how you can risk it. And I only wonder how desperate you must be that you get your diplomatic
whom you are
staff so
so
openly
person to.
involved in such terror
let
activity.
Sri Lanka take it up. Let Sri Lanka take it up.
Sir,
Why
this-
are you doing the proxy?
Sir, you,
action
why don't
for
you
Sri
hand
Lanka?
over
Let
this
Sri
gentleman
Lanka
called
take it up.
Amir Zubair Siddiqui to us? Let us talk to him. Let us get his point of view. Let us question him. Sir,
Are
it
you
is on your
worth it?
interest.
Are we your subservient?
No, sir, it is on your
You are
interest.
ordering us.
Sir, it is in your interest. The fact of
You
the matter
stop
is
and
your
we know
cover
what
is
is
being
our
blown.
interest.
So
You
what
better look after your interest.
Sir,
Don't tell us our interest.
Okay.
We know our interest.
now your
Don't
interest.
be naive.
Your
Don't tell
interest.
us
Your
we are not
interest,
school kids.
Admiral. Your interest is now in
Please
giving up
don't
the
teach
terror
me my
route.
interest.
Sir,
I
your
know
interest.
my interest.
Sir, your
You are
interest
so
is.
scared.
Okay, so
Everything which happens, you are
I
damn
think
scared
the one
of
answer I
Hafiz
haven't
Saeed.
got from
You
my
are
guest
scared
from
of
Pakistan.
ISI. You are a large country. Be brave. Now face it up. Whatever you are doing in
Sir, this is-
Afghanistan, what you
Sir,
are doing
you
in
know,
Karachi,
sir,
what
sir,
you have
you
been
know-
doing in Pakistan.
Sir,
I personally caught
Sir.
your naval attaché doing such thing. What are you talking about?
Admiral Javed Iqbal, you did not have an answer to my question on Malaysia. You had not one
Your
answer
question is
on why the
continuing
Malaysians
question.
also give
I
similar
don't think
information.
You don't have the answer to my
I
question.
wish you could give me a clear
Arnab,
Have
answer.
the
on
answer.
that.
Why
want
are you?
relegation?
Let Sri
Do you
Lanka
think-
take
can
it.
you
Why are
expect
doing
only-
it for
Commodore-
them? Let Malaysian government take it.
So Commodore,
What is the answer? Why
Commodore,
doesn't Malaysian government take it up?
sir, the Malaysian government has taken it up. They have arrested this man. They've given the information to us.
They should take it up Pakistan, and Pakistan will
To
deal
you?
accordingly. Why are you getting into it?
That means Pakistan is
Sir,
not
you-
involved,
something is
India is
being
involved.
happened.
Sir, you have
If they've given
been
the
caught
information-
red-handed
India is involved.
trying to
India
carry
should
out a
take action
2611 kind of
according to
operation.
their law.
I-
India should hang them.
I don't know how you can risk it, but maybe you don't care about your reputation anymore. Beyond the point, it appears
don't
that you are
care
speaking
about
to a
our
wall out here,
reputation
but
anymore,
Mahesh
and we
Jethmalani
don't
nevertheless
even
wants to make a
care
few
about
points.
your such
From our
allegations,
perspective, sir,
baseless allegations.
from our perspective, sir, you are getting into very dangerous waters out there. It is time you stop, Mahesh
From
Jethmalani,
our
please.
perspective,
I'm
we are
just
using
about to share
Pakistan
some more
to keep
information
India
about what a
united,
Pakistani is
because
doing.
Arnab,
without
Mahesh
bashing
Jethmalani.
Pakistan, you
Mr.
will
Jethmalani,
not-
please. Yes, Mr.
Arnab,
Jethmalani.
very quickly, I think
To
this
Admiral,
argument of the-
to Admiral.
This argument of our Pakistani guest is absurd.
Arnab,
They said, why are you getting into this?
What
Leave
are
it
you
to the
talking
Malaysians
about?
and the Sri Lankans. They should be the one who should be taking this up. But we were the intended victims. We were the victim not merely of espionage, we were the intended victims of a very serious terrorist attack. And our Pakistani guests are telling us, leave it to the Malaysians and the Sri Lankans. I think that whole argument just needs to be noted to be dismissed.
No,
It is
the
so
simple
absurd.
answer to that is, the simple answer.
We don't believe the
You have been
information that
doing
you're
it.
giving us.
You had been doing it in Sri Lanka.
Admiral,
Have
be
you forgotten
reasonable.
that? You
Admiral,
did
be
in Sri
reasonable.
Lanka.
Be reasonable. I can understand
No,
your
you
frustration
did it.
tonight.
You
The
did
fact
it.
that the ISI's
Look, you did it in Sri
the
Lanka.
ISI's mini
Look,
hub
you are
has been
saying
blown
this.
in
I
Colombo,
think India blaming us.
Sir,
India has been playing such role. India has been doing this in
Arnab.
Sri Lanka. You should not be even talking about this.
Sir, you ask a
What did
question
you
out
do
there
to
that
Sri
why are
Lanka?
you
Why
Admiral,
Ghani was
Admiral,
killed?
I said tonight we'll be specific. You ask how is it your concern? It is our concern
Oh, I
because
am
your
also telling you
intelligence
specific.
agency,
You have been doing such
because
dirty
your
things.
intelligence
You have been doing
agency
dirty
was
things
working
in Sri Lanka.
substantially towards carrying out terror attacks in Chennai. Chennai is in India, Bangalore, and expand
No.
operations to part of
Then
South
catch
India
him,
using
hang
Colombo
him.
as your base. I show to
I
you
said
tonight
catch him, hang him.
incontrovertible evidence to prove
are
your
doing
designs.
your people
You
come here
can't
to
deny
deceive
them,
Swedes.
and your only response is, why are you making it a big issue?
You cannot
Well, because
deny
we
them.
caught
Can
you
India
red-handed,
deny
sir.
their role in Sri Lanka?
Sir,
Can India deny their role in Afghanistan?
Mi-
Can
mi-
India deny
Mr.
role in Pakistan?
Admiral-
Can you deny that you destabilize
Ad-
Sri Lanka? Can you deny that? Can
Admiral,
journalists deny that? The whole
Admiral-
world knows that you have
Admiral
been
Javed
involved
Iqbal.
in dirty games.
Admiral Javed Iqbal, I'm going to just send across all this evidence to you. And then you'll realize how your argument
send
is
me
not
anything.
holding here today.
I don't need
One
anything
second.
from you. Don't send anything.
Commodore
I
Ranjit
don't
Rai
need
wanted to
anything.
make a
Can
point
I
to our
give a
guest from
reposite to the
Starbucks. Yes,
Admiral?
Commodore Rai.
Yeah.
Yes, Commodore Rai.
Yeah, Admiral, I need to give you a reposite. You have accepted that this Siddiqui was there and he's taken back.
Yeah.
You admitted
I have
that he
not
was involved in
accepted. I
activities.
say,
But
okay,
he has
you-
gone
you
further.
can put your
You have
words.
also admitted that ISI has been doing it. Hafiz Saeed is protected by you. Every terror. Have you ever agreed to anything? But from 9/11, you're the hub of terrorism. You have a terror war against us. The parliament was attacked. Every time there is denial, it is time for Pakistan to sit down, and whether it is Arnab Goswami or anybody else, sit down and tell me the proof. I'm an ex-intelligence man. Sit down with our intelligence people and say you are liars. I think India has the capability to accept it. But you should have the guts for your intelligence agencies now to sit down on the table in camera. I don't want it to come into public. But as an intelligence man, if you have any respect, Admiral Sir, with due respect to you, we have cooperated with you on many occasions. 9/11, 26/11, you will never accept anything. It's about time if you want peace in the subcontinent. You cannot do activity in India. Our intelligence has increased. You do it through Nepal. You do it through Bangladesh. And now you're doing it to Sri Lanka, who's good friends of yours.
Commodore,
you have a terror war with us.
Commodore,
it's
listen
time
to
you
me.
decide. Sir,
Commodore,
you decide to sit down on the table.
We are saving you. We are doing and saving you from that hot wind which used to eat you. Understand that. If you have any wisdom, understand that. If the Durand line gets in line with Wagah border, you will regret.
Sir,
you
these
should
empty
be
threats,
thankful to us.
frankly, Admiral,
You should
we will
be
look after
frankly,
that.
You should be
My
thankful
military is
to us.
strong enough to
Frankly,
look after
Admiral,
You
that.
should be
frankly,
grateful
Admiral,
to us.
frankly,
If you have
Admiral,
any,
this- you know,
if you
this-
have
this,
any grey
this,
matter,
you know,
you should
this,
understand that.
you know, Admiral.
It is not empty
Admiral,
threat.
Admiral,
you know
these-
the history.
Admiral,
you don't
this,
know
Admiral
what
Iqbal, I have
we
just
are
one thing to say to
protecting
you.
you.
Admiral,
If any one of you understands that.
Admiral, you know, we are fully capable of defending ourselves, including against this organization
Absolutely.
called the
Come on.
ISI,
Oh, come on.
which
Oh, come on,
increasingly
you see.
seems to have more in common
Believe
with
you
the
me,
ISIS than with Pakistan.
believe you me,
Now, the
you
question is
cannot
this, sir,
defend against
we
yourself.
kept telling you, sir, you understand your predicament. You know, you targeted American interests in
Our
Afghanistan by
predicament is
using... Sir, please
that
listen to me, sir.
Our predicament
Sir, listen
is
to
that
your
we have
infamous
neighbors.
background.
Our predicament is that we have neighbors
Sir,
like
listen
you.
to your... Sir, listen to your infamous background. There is a mountain of evidence against you as far as your involvement with the Taliban and the Haqqani network and carrying out terror attacks on foreign interests in Afghanistan is concerned. Sir, don't tell me about Indian designs in Afghanistan, because I'll tell you yours. Okay? And I'll remind you of the
No, I
NATO
can also
report.
tell you.
I'll remind you and General Qureshi and Colonel Saeed of the NATO report of February 2012. Whenever I mention it, all of you put your heads down, because you know how that exposed the role
No,
of
I've
your
never put
Pakistan
down my
army
head.
Why do you
with,
quote
why you
with
say
the
that?
Afghan Taliban.
NATO
that
report.
hasn't happened?
So you have a history of
NATO
doing
report.
this. Only thing we are saying, sir, you know, others' intelligence is smarter than yours. You've been caught red-handed in Colombo. And I know it must be
Arnab?
difficult for you to understand that your game is up. But, sir, you hid Osama, you were caught. You partnered with the Haqqani network, you were caught. You had a ISI hub in Colombo, and you've been caught, sir. You've been caught red-handed, and so badly and so openly today that you had to get this man out in a private Pakistani plane. You had to make him flee from Colombo, sir. But how long will you hide? How long will you hide?
You
Now
were
your cover
caught
is
in
blown.
Sri Lanka.
Mahesh Jethmalani
You
has a
were
counter
caught.
question.
Now
to
you will be
Mahesh
caught
Jethmalani has a
even
counter
with
question.
Israel.
Sir, don't try another
Arnab,
2611. You'll
Arnab,
burn your
Arnab,
hands if you do so.
you will be
Mahesh
caught.
Jethmalani.
Bite your
You have been
Don't
caught.
try a
Arnab,
2611
Arnab.
because
You have been caught
that
in
non-state
Sri
actors...
Lanka. You have been caught in Pakistan.
Like
What are
you've
you
done.
talking about?
So why do
you
you
are
ask
you are
us for
expert.
opinions?
You see,
You
you
should
make
just sit
noise
there
and you do the
get
same
the
thing.
briefing from raw
What is-
and announce exactly
Come on,
what
read your
conclusions you
history.
want your
Sir,
people
I
to
can
accept.
Sir,
tell you
did-
So
that
therefore,
I have a-
the
I can
Indian
tell you
public
that
is being misled.
Pakistan
is
has
being
been very
misled
kind
by
to you.
people like
Pakistan
you
is
who
kind
get
to
your
you
briefing
because
from their
you don't
intelligence
understand the
agencies,
language of peace.
come up
Our
there
Prime
with
Minister
a
went
sheet of paper
and you don't
and start
understand the
saying that
language
this
of
is what
peace.
the allegation was. This is what the proof is, and now this person should be punished.
Sir.
How can you do that? If you want our opinion, then you should have the patience and the guts to listen to the truth. And you don't have to keep repeating your lies one after the other and saying that this has been proved and now you are hanging down your heads and this has happened and so such and such thing happened in
General,
in
General,
Afghanistan. Why do you keep saying
General
these
General
things?
Qureshi,
If you don't
General
want our
Qureshi,
opinion, if you don't want
General
evidence,
Qureshi,
and you don't want a discussion,
General
then
Qureshi.
I guess you're the only one who should come up there sit on your screen and keep talking for 45 minutes.
General Qureshi, I have just 3 counters for you since you say that I took a briefing from the research and analysis wing before doing my program.
I'm sure
one second. I have 3 counters for you. You can think about it. No, 1 second.
I don't have the information.
Sir, I'll give you. Sir, you listen to me.
You are only...
Sir, Admiral Mike Mullen. Sir, 1 minute. Sir, 3 counters. Sir, you are an intelligent man. You hear me, sir? Admiral Mike Mullen.
So are you.
So are you. You are an intelligent man. Hear me, sir. You know, Admiral Mike Mullen.
Recruited by the RAW,
Admiral Mike Mullen.
And
General Qureshi.
With people
General Qureshi.
who perhaps aren't
General Qureshi.
even allowed to speak.
General Qureshi, just 3 points. Was Admiral Mike Mullen chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff who first exposed the ISI in 2011? Was he a member of the RAW? First question.
Great.
Second is, was former CIA chief, sir, 1 minute, was former CIA
when he
chief,
found that they had failed in Afghanistan, wanted to put the blame on a scapegoat.
Now you know,
and
sir.
He said,
now you know what I'm talking about.
It was the ISI. It was because of them that we failed.
Question 2.
The American public doesn't blame them. Hold on. You were there for 11 years.
Okay, question 2. Was Bruce Rydell, former CIA chief, also a member of the RAW? And question 3. Was the NATO report also written by someone from the law? Mahesh Jethmalani.
You gave them an excuse and Mike Mullen gave them an
Arnab,
excuse.
it is not without significance. It is not without significance that the US and the UN have designated the LET and now the JUD as a terrorist organization and placed a $10 million bounty on Hafiz Saeed's head, and he continues to roam freely in Pakistan. Point number 1. Point number 2, it is not far away, and I say this with complete confidence, when UN and the US will designate the ISI as an unlawful terrorist organization. And finally, if the Pakistani government continues to use its consular offices as safe houses and breeding grounds for terrorists and conspiracies to commit terrorist acts, it won't be long before the Pakistani government and the Pakistani state is designated a terrorist state.
Yeah. Where is Amir Zubair Siddiqui? Where is Amir Zubair Siddiqui? I have just one last question.
Concern about us.
Where is Siddiqui? Where is Amir Zubair Siddiqui, sir? Will you give us this man? I put his picture up there once again.
Yeah.
Amir Zubair Siddiqui, India wants him. India wants you to hand over this man. He is the man who was trying to cultivate a whole terror machinery in South India to carry out attacks in Colombo and Bangalore. Will you hand him over?
Only thing that you can do with diplomat is you can consider, declare him person non grata. You can't hold him. And where from you came in that the person in Colombo is being asked for sought for by India.
As long as he behaves like a diplomat, diplomats do not plan terror attacks. For God's sake.
They did not launch. He was not part of anything like that. He was just carrying out his normal duties. And I must remind you that the line that the present government and your media has adopted to deteriorate the relation in subcontinent between India and Pakistan is not going to pay India in any way.
Sir,
because this is not 1971. This is 2014.
Sir, by your logic.
And now you cannot fulfill your dreams by burning Ganga aircraft. Sir, that was a mock operation which you blamed on Pakistan. Similarly, the Bombay and the Parliament attack has been proved by your own intelligence officer on an affidavit that it is doing off General VP Singh's technical support division.
Sir, the ISI,
ISI is a very
learn the lessons of history,
and they don't indulge in anything which can be brought up.
Learn the lessons of history, gentlemen.
They are not behind any sort of terror.
The ISI carried out. The ISI carried out the Parliament attack in 2001
against the non-state actors.
The ISI carried out the Parliament attack in 2001.
It has fought for the free world.
The ISI masterminded the Mumbai attack in 2008.
No,
and the ISI has been exposed, caught red-handed out of Colombo in 2014. I thank you for joining me on debate number 1. We wait to see what the Narendra Modi government will do and whether it will corner Pakistan on this. We expect it to. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me on debate number 1 on the Newshour tonight.